We were building the foundation of our dream home, and in this video, I'll explain how we got the foundation built from this stage to this. Hi, my name is KOREWAA. Since last year, we've been developing our homestead, and I have been documenting part of that journey here on YouTube. And this is the third and final part of the foundation build series. When we last left off, we had filled the foundation chambers with laterite and gotten it completely leveled and looking like this. And it was now time to tackle the casting of the foundation slab. But before we could do that, we needed to get the loose sand very well compacted, and to achieve that, we needed water and lots of it. So the tankers delivered water to site, which we used to thoroughly drench the laterite within the foundation chambers. This part of the build was done last year during the rainy season, and so we were blessed with natural rainwater to aid in the compaction process. As the soil settled and compacted, the gentlemen would top up with some more laterite in places where there were visible dips, and we would again continue with the drenching to achieve more compaction. So we bought more water from time to time, and we were blessed with even more rainwater. The team met up a couple of times to discuss the project and the way forward, and the gentlemen continued topping up with laterite where compaction had caused a dip. And in a couple of weeks, the laterite in the foundation was properly compacted, and it was time to bring in the rolling machine to finish off the job. The machine came on site and got right to work. Meanwhile, I had another team tackling this round summer hut build. If you would like to see a full video on this summer hut construction, then type summer hut in the comment section below. So the compaction machine continued to work, and soon the whole foundation was compacted and looking like this. With compaction achieved, it was now time for the team of plumbers to come and do their bit. The plumbers gathered on site, said a little prayer, and got straight to work. They had earlier met with the engineer to discuss the project, and they had been given the technical plumbing plan, so they were good to go. The first part of their job was digging all the trenches within the foundation where all plumbing pipes were meant to go. At this stage, I came around to make sure that everything was where it should be. I queried ongoing work and explained my vision to the plumbers thoroughly. I don't want to have to redo or make unnecessary, or should I say avoidable, corrections further down in the build. So I was making sure that everything was being done according to the plan. As the plumbers were busy working, the masons also were working on creating the different floor levels within the foundation. They dug trenches to expose the blockwork network which was buried underneath the laterite, because they needed to lay one course of blocks in places where step-ups are meant to be. This block laying also served as a guide for the steel binders who would be up next fixing iron rods or rebars within the foundation where ground beams needed to be laid. So the masons continued to dig the trenches where the blockwork was going to go. We were also undertaking the landscaping of the Homestead project at this stage, and this particular area provided a clean shaded space for all workers to relax during their break time. I'll be uploading a separate video just on the landscaping of the homestead, so kindly like this video now and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when that video is up. The masons and the plumbers continued doing their respective work, and soon the foundation was looking like this. Look at all that greenery. It is simply wow. The fact that I get to enjoy all this nature before development completely takes over is a blessing which I don't take for granted at all. If you have land at Seaview, come build quickly so that you too can enjoy this view in the valley below before it becomes a concrete jungle. And if you don't have land but are looking for land to purchase in this area, then Select Estate, which is my real estate business, will be able to help you do just that. Simply contact us on the WhatsApp numbers in the description box below this video to make your inquiries. Okay, so after the masons had done the block work and created the different floor levels, this is what it looked like. It was then time for the plumbers to work on the second part of their job, which was to fix and install plumbing pipes where pipes needed to go. The plumbing pipes were delivered to site and the plumbers got themselves ready to tackle this part of the foundation build. And as usual, I pointed out any concerns I had and also requested certain changes from the original plan. And it was all systems go, and very soon we had plumbing pipes sticking out of the foundation like so. The plumbers had installed these grayish colored pipes within a day and came back a second day to install more pipes. But before their second installation, the steel binders were up next, so we got iron rods delivered to site. In the last stage of the foundation build, which was in video 2, the steel binders laid iron rods along the perimeter wall of the foundation, which was casted in place prior to the filling of the foundation chambers to form the ground beam. But in this instance, these iron rods will be casted together with the floor slab to form ground beams within the foundation. So the steel binders tied and secured the iron rods or rebars where floor beams were needed, and the plumbers came back to install these small green plumbing pipes. Now, just so you know, these small green pipes are responsible for delivering water into the building, but some of these green pipes will be responsible for delivering gas into the kitchen and all cooking areas in this house. That way, we won't have gas cylinders inside the house. They will all be situated outside at a safe distance, and the gas pipes will directly connect to the stoves on the inside. If you're a Ghanaian, then I'm sure you know what I mean by gas cylinders. Okay, so the masons then went ahead to patch up all the holes that had been created in the foundation walls during the plumbing pipes installation. However, upon inspection, I noticed some discrepancies in some of the pipe positions, so I met up with the plumber and head mason to discuss it. And the plumber went ahead to make the corrections. Whilst there, I also inspected the septic tank and soak away pit, which we were also working on at this stage. So this is the septic tank for human waste and soak away where bath and sink water waste will flow to, which will be completely hidden underground with lawn grass grown on top of it. So these underground tanks will be completely covered. It won't be visible once we are done. So with all the steel binding work of rebar fixing and the plumbing works done, we were good to start the casting of the foundation slab. In order to do that, the carpenters needed to board up the perimeter wall of the foundation with wooden planks so as to hold the concrete that will be poured in place to form the floor slab. So that is what they did. With that done, it was time to bring in the cement. We went to the cement shop, bought and loaded up the truck, and the cement was delivered to site. We had created a space to protect the cement from the rains, and the cement was offloaded and packed. We initially bought 350 bags of cement, but we still had to go for more by the time we were done. On day 1 of concrete pouring, they started by laying the damp-proof membrane on the foundation surface. The concrete machine arrived and was fired up and was all systems go. There were men that were working to mix the concrete. There were men that were delivering and pouring the concrete on the foundation. And there were masons that were spreading and leveling the concrete and creating the foundation floor slab. They continued to work hard, and by the end of day one, this is what had been achieved. We bundled the workers into the pickup and we called it a day. Next morning, we arrived on site to continue with the concrete pouring. This is what the concrete poured the day before looked like. You can see the thickness of the slab. Day 2 was pretty similar to day 1. The damp-proof membrane was laid, the machine was fired up, there was division of labor, and the men got to work. By the end of day 2, this is what had been achieved. Day 3 came around and more slab work was accomplished. On day 4, the concrete machine was fired up for the last time and the men worked hard to almost completion. There was a little section of slab work left to be completed, which was accomplished on day 5, but we only needed a few men to complete that without the use of the concrete mixing machine. So we bundled the men into the pickup one last time and dropped them off in town, and voila, we had ourselves a fully casted foundation slab after 5 days of hard work. This is how it looked like when it was done. You can see the different floor levels within the foundation floor. Kindly like this video and remember I have land for sale within a beautifully designed neighborhood in this area. Origin Phase 1 was completely sold out within weeks and Origin Extension, which is Phase 2, is selling out fast. Get in touch with Select Estate via the WhatsApp number in the first pinned comment to grab your land now before it completely runs out. I hope you enjoyed this foundation build. If you'd love to see the block work stage of this build, then type block work in the comment section below. Catch you in the next.